in the Dallas-Fort Worth, Arlington. They call it the Metroplex. I hate to use that cheesy term, but it's a monster area, huge population. That is one of the smartest moves Memphis could make. It's also going to help in recruiting, and it'll get the Tigers' name out there in one of the top 8 media markets in the country. Again, that helps recruiting. Ryan Silverfield, this is his first head coaching job, and he did not look scared. But hey, Penn State had the better team that day. What are you hearing about football recruiting? I know that we had the 18th to the 20th of December signing period. Now we'll kick it off again. February 5th, I think, is the next signing date. So the Tigers probably are in on some JUCO players and some other high school players, as well as we got to remember about the graduate transfer group and the transfer portal. Yeah, we also have seen in the last few years some really good high school football players recruited out of the high schools here locally playing for the Memphis Tigers. In the past, that hasn't always happened. They've gone away to other places. That should motivate high school coaches in this area to put out, more of an emphasis and upgrade their football programs. Because when you've got a local team like the University of Memphis having the kind of success they're having, look in the last 6 years. The University of Memphis is 57 and 23. 57 and 23. So they're averaging 9.5, almost 10 wins a year. This is a culture of winning that they've built up here at Memphis, and it's not going to go away as long as they keep working hard. Yeah, and looking at how a program builds, you just keep winning and you start doing the little things that you've got to do to keep winning that you used to never dream of. And Dabo Swinney said, it's only unthinkable if that's what you think. Well, I don't see the University of Memphis ever going back as long as they have an administration that's as committed to winning as they do now. And if they ever do want to go back to the old days of just some of the worst football you've ever seen, they are absolutely out of their minds. And winning's contagious, and I think it's going to spread to basketball and everything. You saw the football and the basketball working together. Hopefully, they'll have great baseball in the spring, but it benefits all other sports. Football is number one. It's what pays all the bills. Well, bottom line, donations should increase. I hope the University of Memphis has a fundraising arm that's the team behind the team, because now is a great time to ask for the order. Mitch, as always, you do a great job bringing this information, and let people know how they can follow you with therivals.com. All right, hey, thank you so much. Look forward to having you on next week. You do a great job. Go Tigers! All right, you bet. Thank you so much. 901-452-3094, 901-324-7490. Check us out at sidelines.live. I think we got the camera up there. Yeah, I've got my Halloween mask on the YouTube channel. Shane, the snakeskin cowboy, before we go to the next caller, I want to say I am really excited because late last night, a heroic effort by the Tennessee Volunteers, 23-22 over the Indiana Hoosiers. Tennessee finishes 8-5, and I won my bet, a steamer pack, 24 crystals. And we're going to have several dignitaries there, the mayor, maybe the governor, Bill Lee.
You know, they didn't play too bad.
No.
They could get past, the quarterback sacking himself and stuff like that.
Well, and you know what? Gerentano, is he going to come back?
Maybe transfer could be in his future. Rutgers really looking at him, pretty sure.
Well, I'll tell you what.
I mean, he could come back and come off the bench. I think when Harrison Bailey gets there, they may just take their lump next season with him and roll with the rest.
Well,
Depends on how he does in camp.
yeah, and then we don't know what Trey Smith's going to do on the offensive line. His health is an issue. It's a big issue, especially for him. But Darnell Lockett at the right tackle, the five-star true freshman, along with Wayne Morris, the true freshman. Both of those kids, five-star recruits last year. Darnell Lockett out of West Virginia, and maybe they produced six Division I recruits a year out of West Virginia. Tennessee gets the biggest one, and then that left tackle, Wayne Morris, out of Grayson High School in Loganville, Georgia. Bright future for the Vols. Let's go now to Atlanta. Frank Duffy. Go Tigers! Frank Duffy, one of the biggest LSU fans this side of Bayou Lafourche. Frank, you've been in Atlanta. You've seen a lot. You've seen the SEC championship game, the beatdown by the Tigers over the Bulldogs, and then the beatdown of epic proportion. I can't remember a game of such importance where one team was so superior to the other. And what's sad, if you're an Oklahoma fan, is that LSU really put it back in about second gear after the first drive of the second half. But Frank, welcome to the show. Hey, I am too. I tell you what, Jeremy Pruitt, a hell of a job this year with Tennessee. They have a full 60 mentality, and you talk about a coach making a difference. Coach O, Ed Orgeron, and we've had Jimmy Ott on from ESPN 104.5 in Atlanta a lot, and he made a comment early on. He goes, "Look, I get it. LSU's winning, everything's great, but this was a hire initially that was looked down upon by 70 or 80% of the LSU fan base." But I can tell you personally, I've always liked Coach O. I think he's a great coach, recruiter. And as an LSU fan, there's no telling where this program goes from here. You're one of the elite programs in all of college football, but I'm going to let you take over from here. What you witnessed the last few weeks in Atlanta, the games haven't even been competitive. Yeah. Thank you. I agree with you. Yeah. Yeah, and you look at last year in the playoffs, Clemson took out Notre Dame. I think it was 31-3. That was a joke of a game. The fact that Notre Dame is even in the playoffs is a product of just a bunch of old guys with dandruff and multicolored blazers that are just living in the past and just smelling mothballs and getting high off of the paint. I don't know what it is, but Notre Dame. No, they did not. And Notre Dame, in the last 20 matchups Notre Dame's had against top 5 opponents on the road, they've been beaten, and usually they're destroyed. So let's talk about this. Oklahoma. You look in the last 4 or 5 games of the season, they hung on for dear life in the Big 12. Kansas State beat them during the regular season. They had to beat Baylor in overtime, and Matt Rule has done one of the best coaching jobs in America, taking that team from 1-11 3 years ago to 11-2, and with the Georgia loss, obviously 11-3. Yeah. Yeah, and I'm looking at Oklahoma. They've made a living out of Texas over the years, getting 50, 60% of their players from Texas. I really think high school football in Texas is in trouble. I don't know what is happening out there, but I bring this up a lot. 2 things. In the last 50 years, from 1969 to 2019, the state of Texas has had one national champion out of all those schools and all that money and all that recruiting base. And number 2, for the 10th straight year, the University of Texas lost 4 or more games. They went 7-5 regular season, 8-5. They did destroy Utah, and that ought to tell you how bad Utah or in the Pac-12 is. I mean, there's beginning to be the haves and the have-nots more than I can ever remember in college football. And I'm talking about once proud elite programs that just basically are out on the corner with a tin cup and a cane begging for help. You're right. That's right. Yeah, Eric. I mean, yeah, yeah. Zachary Evans is the running back from North Shore High School in Houston. Yeah, it's a Georgia LSU battle. Texas isn't even in consideration. A couple of statistics that I want to throw at you before we let you go. In the 7 years before Texas A&M joined the Southeastern Conference, Arkansas, the Razorbacks' SEC record was 32-24. And go back to early November of 2011 and look at the top 5 in college football rankings. I believe it was number 1 Alabama, number 2 LSU, and number 3 Arkansas. My, how times have changed. Now, and in the 7 years coming into this season, and it just was another 0-8. But in the 7 years coming into this season, since A&M joined the SEC, Arkansas's SEC record is a combined 13-43. You can make that now 13-51 because they went 0-8 this year. That's sad. And Arkansas has been a top 5, top 10 program. I think they're the 23rd winningest program in the history of college football. But it's like the old hat test, the flyover test. Kids in Texas, or A&M at the SEC has just blown up the party for Texas. And Frank, I want you to comment on this. I don't know if Texas is going to get it back as long as they're in the Big 12. Yep. Yeah. And we're going to find out if Sam Pittman can recruit and motivate offensive and defensive linemen equally as well. If he can, they'll be good. Yeah, and one last thing, man, I gotta say, you know, he was in my prayers. His family, Steve Hensminger, losing his daughter-in-law last Saturday. I don't know how the man coached the game up there. And I know he's got a lot of friends in Auburn. Tommy Tuberville and him are very close, like he is with Coach O. And this SEC family, there's nothing like it. I mean, we're lucky, but hey, I'm pulling for your Tigers. Oh yeah, 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 yep, yeah, yeah. Yeah, I mean, yeah, and that Coach O and his wife and his family and the LSU family and the SEC family. I mean, people just rallying around him. I mean, there's nothing you can do to overcome that. And Coach Ensminger and the Tigers, just like I said, they're a tough group. And Coach O is their leader. He is the leader of the Cajun Nation, and we're going to be pulling for you. Frank, want to get you back on next week if possible. Do a podcast closer to the game. It seems like it's going to be in the spring sometime. It's so far out. Yeah, yep. Well, I'll tell you, look at him after the Auburn game. He went up and personally shook hands with every one of Auburn's defensive starters on the line. He's a, like say it, he's a man's man. He's a guy you'd like to knock out a 30 rack of hams with, man. He's a good man. I mean, you're lucky you got him. Hey, good luck. Have a safe trip. Pull the Saints through, man. I grew up listening on AM 870 with the Saints. Man, God, you know, it's amazing. They went from the Archie years to Sean Payton. Sean Payton, Bill Belichick are the elite coaches in the NFL. And Drew Brees, I hope he plays another 10 years. But good luck and thanks so much for the call. That's right. All right. We'll take a quick commercial break here. Be right back with Sonny Smith to talk some SEC basketball, college basketball report. Let's thank our sponsors. Be right back. Yeah. Yeah. Hey, you call Sonny Smith? Okay. Okay. We don't just say we care, we show we care. Forever one, that's the motto we live by. We place an emphasis on seeing our patients as quickly as possible without sacrificing quality and care that each patient deserves. Our experienced orthopedic physicians, all of whom are surgeons, display a genuine interest in your personal health and concerns with
God, I think he's thinking about his neck. The way it was twisted on that one play. Here's Allen. Pass Marshall and gone. Touchdown. LSU. He was wide open.
Well, unbelievably, we thought. Talk about busted coverage. Not only was it busted once, it's busted twice. Two players wide open for LSU. Watch here and here, both of them. Alabama completely busted. Moss is wide open. Marshall's being wide open. Holy cow.
Marshall had time to put his left hand up and say, Joe, I'm right here. Throw it to me.
I mean, you see bust once in a while, but two like that is embarrassing for this Alabama defense.
Cade York for a point after. Blocked. Might have been McKinney. First positive thing maybe other than the punt return for Alabama to block the extra point.
McKinney skips right through.
Sidelines, and we're going to be joined here.
You always have to force the inside block first
by Sonny Smith.
for the wingman.
He almost beat the snap there.
USC State, Virginia Commonwealth.
McKinney blocks the point but doesn't block a touchdown.
Some SEC
Wide open Terrace Marshall. His 8th score of the year.
Season is
16-7 LSU.
It is amazing. Like you said,
Let's just look at
the schools in the Deep South.
the critics are roaring for Ford versus Ferrari. What exactly
Ramp up your basketball.
did Ferrari say? He said Ford makes ugly cars in an ugly factory. On November 15th, I want the best engineers and the best drivers going to war. Thank you, sir. It's a rousing American epic. It tells a stirring, inspirational story. Christian Bale and Matt Damon soar. We're gonna make history. Ford versus Ferrari. I don't speak Italian, but he ain't happy. Rated PG-13.
Mark is the best husband and father you could ask for. He's just a big kid.
Best man at my wedding. Gotta keep him off there.
He always has a good team, and Auburn is going to be going. Welcome to the SEC. This is the first conference game. It's the whole slate of conference action going to be going on tomorrow. And Coach, welcome to the show. All right, Coach, welcome to the show.
Verizon up gave us tickets to the Super Bowl.
Verizon knows you love live music and sports.
We were able to meet Shawn Mendes.
So switch now and get access to more jaw-dropping experiences.
It's like an out-of-body experience.
Plus, get up to $750 toward our best phones. That's Verizon.
This patty melt is loaded. Beef patty, grilled onions, melty cheese on Texas toast.
I propose a toast.
Oh, awesome.
Peter, you're dumb.
Okay, this feels more like a roast.
I propose a roast.
Grab a patty melt while they last and order ahead for happy hour anytime.
If you think you know Alabama, there's more. Think entrepreneurs and authors, performers, innovators, and CEOs, shaping our world, inspiring us, making us think differently. The University of Alabama, where legends are made.
What is it so far that you've seen about Auburn?
LSU with a 16-7 lead a couple minutes into the second quarter. And the first quarterback against Alabama with 2 or more touchdown passes. And he's got 2 and 32 for the year.
Does anybody look calmer than that guy?
I'm gonna say, he's been almost perfect. Our aerial coverage is sponsored by State Farm. As you're looking at Bryant County Stadium, Sun splash November 9th here in Alabama. And 102,000 with us, including the President of the United States. Alabama takes the field on offense. Let's see if they can get something going.
Partner, you're a hard grader. Burrow's 9 for 9.
It's almost perfect. Sorry, I meant perfect.
Boy, are you a hard grader.
I'm sure Joe's got some flaws somewhere.
The 3-point line.
Yeah, I'm not your teacher, right?
I didn't play for you.
First down to the 25. Down the sideline. Overshot Devontae Smith.
Now, there's two sides of this, staying in the game for Tua. Yes, his ankle may get a little sore, but maybe he'll pick up the tempo of competing in this game. Because right now, he is not in sync at all in this football game. He took 2 complete weeks off, and then he went controlled practice. He does not have the feel of complete high-level competition so far.
He's had the feel of Rashad Lawrence a couple times with his drill, including on that last pass. Second and 10. Ryan Robinson trying to get one out. He's
10-2, 11-1.
Drop for a loss of 4. Caleb.
How good is Arkansas at this point?
Chase him. And Stevens over there to make the play.
Well, this back 8 for LSU is versatile and they're interchangeable. You don't know where Chason or Delpit or Stevens or Phillips or Queen, will line up on every play. Dave Aranda moves them all over the field.
So far, they haven't missed Michael Divinity. He left the team this week. They've been picking up the pace for him in that spot. 3rd and 13. With some pressure down the middle, he brings it to Judy. Judy has
been king. Basketball's had moments.
First down, Alabama.
And again, you brought this to light.
Najee Harris is the guy that gave Tua
really pushing basketball.
Time to throw the ball in the pocket. Look how he goes across the quarterback and allows Tua to step up and deliver. That's his game.
When you were coaching at Virginia Commonwealth,
if he can stay in the pocket and throw, he's going to produce yards.
20-yard pickup to the 22, and the flag flies, and a false start on the Tide.
False start. Number 6, offense. 5-yard penalty. First down.
It's been a messy start for Alabama, but as penalties go, this is one of the worst Alabama teams Nick Saban's had in penalties. They're ranked 110th in the country in penalties per game.
There's some other SEC schools on that list.
Yeah, there are. There's 5 of them that are ranked over 100.
3 so far against Alabama. That last one back to them to first down at 15.
You talk about
he coming from behind, had to get rid of it, was hit as he got it to Najee Harris, and Harris back to about the 44.
See, this is why Najee Harris is coming on strong. We showed you how he picks up the blitz.
Dean Smith
Tua's going to have to get rid of this ball, just.
Kentucky, for all the great talent.
As he takes another hit, you know that they believe. LSU believes that will pay off later. But when Najee
2010 was his first
gets the ball, he's a tough tackle. 240 pounds, but he is nifty.
Players.
Is the man down.
How hard is it to get a
Check out him when we come back.
Five-star type players that play together and also play without being selfish and sometimes giving up playing time.
A new NCIS, Tuesday at 8/7 Central on CBS. Now get 0 for 72 months, plus 1,000 cash back on the 2019 F-150. Only at your best in Texas Ford dealer.
Hopefully Coach can get back on it. But I remember reading an article.
When you care about someone more than yourself, you become a guardian. You become stronger. You become part of something bigger. For over 150 years, we've helped millions look after what they love most. Because no one deserves to go it alone. And everyone deserves a guardian. Guardian Insurance.
I love that one.
I love it.
I love it.
It's easy to fall in love with a new Chevy.
I love this one too.
And this month is the perfect time to see why.
Wow. I love it.
That's my next truck.
Find your reason to fall in love with a new Chevy and get a great deal all month long.
I love it. I'm gonna go buy a Chevy.
Get 20% below MSRP on all 2019 Silverado double cab pickups. That's over $97.50 on this Silverado. Or during the Black Friday sales event, get 20% below MSRP on other select 2019 models.
Hi, I'm Danny White. Join me for Cowboys Game Day, Sundays on CBS 11.
Missouri is at Kentucky. You're going to have Ole Miss.
Adam Zucker back with his Papa John's update. We already had one top 14 go down today. The other meeting of 8-0 schools, Penn State, Sean Clifford matched his season total with 3 interceptions.
His team ready.
Including this one in the end zone with about a minute to go. And Penn
We'll travel to Gainesville.
State down by 5. They stormed the field in Minneapolis.
At Arkansas.
They're 9-0 for the first time since 1904. Back upstairs.
The first-year coach who replaced
All right, Zook, thanks. Good to have you along with us. Today, 11:29 remaining in the half.
You know, sometimes not just sprained ankles by quarterbacks, but Grant Delpit's coming off an ankle. He hasn't practiced much either. Talked about the open at Ellis.
From Pimentos.
Does not want him in one-on-one situations.
Slade Bolden in the backfield with Tyler Lowe.
Holiday Hammond
to Dante Smith.
And Pimentos is the new part. There's 2 locations.
Bring up third down.
450 Poplar Avenue in Memphis. Right before you get to Irving. It's been open for a couple of months.
Third down's been great to Alabama, not so much today.
And they do great
Quarter and a half, almost now just over a quarter.
They do burgers. They have
and we still haven't called the name of Derek Stingley except
catering for your
punt return quarterback of the game. But you'd think a true freshman quarter would be picked. So far, nothing his way.
Well, they're finding out that picking on him is not worth it. He's got 4 interceptions on the year. Judy in motion, empty backfield on 3rd and 5. For Tagovailoa.
Sundays.
And the pressure him again. Now we have to straighten the line. He's going to try to run and slide.
Wings are fantastic.
That was an upward slide, too. Did he get the first down?
Chicken salad, great soup.
And it's going to be short. It's where you start the slide, not where
Pimentos and Holiday Ham.
You end up.
Proud sponsors of the Sidelines. I also want to say something.
Remember, all week they've been telling Tua, get
Poplar Crest Cove, right behind.
You can, then go down. Don't take chances. So he slides and actually
east on Poplar.
He gets his right foot stuck in the defender.
But it's on the right side.
Nope, never hit his foot.
Rocky's off the races does.
Slide, but he's short. I don't know what it looks like.
Running clothes. I've had them fixed.
4th and a yard.
years old. Rocky got it fixed.
Wildcat with Brian Robinson and Slade Bolden both in.
And they do coach sports.
And he's getting there and not
pants, slacks. That's a great debate.
And at the end, I think he spun forward, was his knee down.
Alterations. If you've been around, you probably remember Richard Hagan.
This will be
over at Joseph A. Bank and Kirby Woods.
viewable. It was close.
Now, 2 years ago, Richard retired. Rocky, hands on people. You go in there.
They're going to measure.
So, look, think about this.
Ball took the direct snap.
Fake.
Good looking threat. Rocky's operation.
Was his knee down before he crossed the line? We couldn't
Sponsors of Sidelines. And
see wherever the spot is, it stays.
We lost him. He's on his way over to start.
He spins forward. I think he may have landed
tomorrow afternoon
on an LSU defender.
That would have given him the
Turn it on.
extra yard because otherwise he'd have been stopped short. And it still may be, but we're bringing the chain gang out. Make sure it is.
FedEx Forum. That is without Dan Fleisman.
LSU takes over on that.
Draft. The Tigers have got a lot of talent. Lamar. Georgia.
Coach Saban just said, you're not going to review the spot. And reading looks correctly.
Remember a year ago,
they'll be defending.
we say we go to review here. A year ago,
gray and blue on.
Alabama ran the Wildcat in short yardage, and they were successful. The only difference is the guy running it was the number 1
here on Sidelines.
draft pick, Josh Jacobs.
They're doing pretty well for the Raiders.
4-5-2-3-0.
So the play indeed is under review.
It's going to be really hard to move a ball 2 or 3 inches, it seems to me. It's going to be inconclusive. How can anybody tell whether the ball went 3 inches further or 3 inches back? I think they're going to have to go with the call on the field.
This seems like the best look that we have. Gene Territor, our rules official. Gene, what do you think?
When the player's right elbow hits the ground is when I have him officially down. So it is going to be where that football is when that right elbow lands. I don't disagree with what Gary's saying about it's very difficult to move this, but I'm sure they're going to look at every angle they can to see where that football is when his right elbow makes contact with the ground.
Yes, when his right elbow comes down. Thanks, Gene. Good catch right there.
After video review, the ruling on the field that the runner was stopped short of the line to gain stands. First down, LSU.
So even though he reached it out when his elbow, Gene saw, when his elbow was down, the ball was on the opposite side of his body. Had to stand.
So at the 9:48 mark, circle that because a 4th down failed conversion gives it right back to this high-powered LSU offense.
Josh Jacobs versus Slade Bolden. Remember that too.
There's Price in the backfield with Joe Burrow this time just outside the 48-yard line.
Can this Alabama defense find their assignments, number 1?
Burrow, plenty of time. Comes back across the field with his tight end Moss. He dropped the ball to cover it.
Give credit to that LSU offensive line on this one. Ness called it again. You look at the end of it. Get it. That is Moss. Ball comes out. Clearly it's out and free.
Now, the give is to Davis Price. He's a little bit short.
You know what we haven't seen much of in this game? The RPOs.
Right. Where have they been?
Yes.
Now that you mentioned.
Neither team has done any of them.
Davis Price stood up. He's not going to get there. Terrell Lewis was the first guy there. Raekwon Davis tucked out.
The snakeskin cowboy Shane Poole.
Saban went for it on 4th and short. Didn't
Big Orange report from the voice.
get it. This time, hurry up offense for LSU.
3:22 last night.
Stuffed inside by Alabama. Will
Slayer Bowl.
Ogeron go for it.
Thank you so much for joining us. And
There is, yes. Told his team all week, we got the better team. We're bringing our guns loaded. We're better at every position. Here's another 4th down, this time for the Tigers. Throws for the
darn good.
Delay a game. They did not get it off in time.
Like Indiana basketball, state football, but
Play game. Offense. Fire penalty. 4th down.
Change it to a punt.
When it goes to 1, the back judge will look at the ball. If it's not stamped, he throws his flag. Good job. That was a delay.
And instead of a 1st down, it'll be a punt for Von Rosenberg. And remember, that guy has the 7 points for Alabama the last time he touched it. Out of bounds around the 10, right at the 10. 8 minutes, 3 seconds remaining in the first half. And Tua Tagovailoa, the Alabama offense did it here. We'll see.
I did some really shocking this year. One for you, one for me.
I love it. I got us a little something too.
Yeah?
Yep.
One for you.
And one for me.
I love it.
Oh, actually, that was supposed to be for me.
I love it.
I like red.
Current eligible non-GM owners switch to GMC and get 16% below MSRP on most 2019 Acadia models. That's over $8,300 on this Acadia Denali. We are professional grade. GMC.
Right now, there is more private information on your phone than in your home. Your location, your messages, your heart rate after a run. These are private things, and they should belong to you.
I'm your cat. And ever since you brought me home that day, well, I've been plotting to destroy you. Sizing you up, calculating your every move. You think this is love? This is a billion years of tiger DNA just ready to pounce. And if you got the wrong home insurance coverage, you could be coughing up the cash for this. So get Allstate and be better protected from mayhem, like meow. I'm gonna need your help to keep me from getting a big head.
I cringe when you dance.
When you sweat, you smell like a cedar forest after a rain.
A new unicorn Thursday on CBS.
Gary Tua Tagovailoa's got to be saying, hey, it wasn't like this in practice.
It was not, but give the credit to LSU's pass rush. They've not had to all-out blitz. Their athletes have been forcing Tua out of the pocket, coming from different angles. Dave Aranda, the high-paid defensive coordinator for this LSU defense, has forced plays that Tua does not want to do. Like that.
You say Dave's earning his money so far?
Yes, so far he is. Listen, he pulls out a win here with a good defensive game, holding Tua to 79 yards passing in the second quarter. Pretty good job.
From the 10.
Finding excuses.
This.
False start. Number 70. Offense, 5-yard penalty. First down.
First, the freshman out of Ocala.
Word that comes to mind for Alabama, mistakes.
Yeah, that's sloppy.
Let's
take a look and test your knowledge with today's Aflac Trivia question. Which Alabama and
they got better as the
LSU quarterbacks have the highest finish in the Heisman vote?
And talked about Tennessee's offense.
Of course, we got 2 Heisman candidates here today. We know that. And they might have given you half the answer, but we'll have the rest of the answer for you a little later on. Backed up to the 5 now. Here comes Jacoby Stevens with a blitz on the side. Incomplete, intended for Judy. Delpit with a hit.
What a throw by Tua. He had Jacoby Stevens right in his face, and he throws an RPO this time. Watch this pressure. Watch this throw. Holy cow, and what a catch by Judy. A strike right between 2 LSU defenders. Jostles him, but was it incomplete?
Would have been a catch by Judy.
Sorry, but what a throw.
Well, Judy heard Delpit coming a little bit.
Yes, he did.
Although it was in front of him, it was catchable. And when you're the Bolitnikoff winner from last year, he caught a lot of those. 2nd and 15. Devontae Smith only 1 catch today. Trots out to the top of your screen. Will come back the other way. Judy's got another catch. Over to the 10, and Kerry Vincent's all over it. 3rd down. And a big one coming up deep in their own territory for the British time.
You know, I know that's not a highlight play. But Kerry Vincent coming up and tackling the short pass for Alabama.
18th to the 20th.
Teams have not been able to do that. That's what
start back and who do you look to?
Short passes have been touchdowns for Alabama. Vincent
practice will say a lot about that.
Comes no yards after catch.
Saw that shot of the crowd. Everybody's stunned in here. The biggest eruption was the applause for the president and the playing of Sweet Home Alabama. They're not even cheered by than the punt return so far. Tagovailoa on his own goal line. Tua fires complete to Judy on the run. Judy across the 35.
That's right.
He's the best route runner. Reminds me actually of Amari Cooper, the way he runs his routes. Watch it. He comes in and then goes back out. Beautiful. Sticks his foot in the ground. Fulton had no chance on that one. How would you like to cover this guy?
No thanks.
Tua had a good pocket. The offensive line did a good job of keeping him clean, and he delivered.
Tyler Shelvin, the nose tackle, is the guy down on one knee, and that will bring us a timeout here at 7 minutes remaining in the half.
We can't cheer as loud as this guy, but we can give you a winning smile for up to 60% less than braces. Go from this to this. Or this to this. Join over 500,000 satisfied critters. No braces, no office visits, no paying a fortune. Get started today at SmileDirectClub.com.
Introducing
Izod. Greek, I guess.
the voice-activated Izod sweater.
I feel like I could tell you anything.
I feel the same way, Colin.
You know that thing
In
where
fact,
you... Where were you?
Go
No,
ahead.
you go.
No, you go. Jinx.
Come on, let's get out of here. $1. Thanks. Has anyone ever told you you look like Aaron Rodgers? No.
It's him.
Have they? You know what? No. You gotta earn it.
Izod sweaters do not talk, yet. Available at Kohl's.
Hey! Hey! Play the fight song! I'm part of it! Oh, part of it. You think the band knows that I'm the captain?
This patty melt is loaded. Beef patty, grilled onions, melty cheese on Texas toast?
I propose a toast.
Oh, awesome.
Peter, you're dough.
Okay, this feels more like a roast.
I propose a roast.
Grab a patty melt while they last and order ahead for happy hour anytime.
At
Adam Zucker with a reminder that coming up on the Geico Halftime Report, we'll bring you the rest of the day in college football, including Florida moving to 8-2 and keeping their East hopes alive. 56-0 over Vandy. Kyle Trask, a career-high 363 yards and three touchdowns in the win as we head back upstairs to Ness and Gary.
Thanks, Zach. Tyler Shelvin headed to the tent on the sideline after being shaken up on that last play. Jerry Jeudy caught that last ball. We talked to him yesterday. Said, explain you four guys. Said, well, Ruggs is a speed. Smitty catches everything. That's Devontae Smith. Waddle's a quick twitch. And I'm the best route runner.
I think he nailed it.
I think he did too.
And you know what else? They're all going to need financial advisors someday, 3 or 4 years from now.
That's right. He said they call it the ride outs now. We catch and we just ride out of everybody's vision usually.
LSU was not in the sack. They had pressure.
Deep on the sideline, Devontae Smith, who catches everything. Touchdown.
On TV, obviously.
64 yards to number 6.
Great job. Also, I love
now the crowd's into it.
Okay.
Derek Sterling wasn't even looking at his receiver. He got caught flat-footed. I don't know if
when you listen
someone on the sideline was giving him some instruction, but Devontae Smith was by him before he turned around and saw him on the play. What a mental mistake.
Joseph Borders for the... And he missed it.
Right in the long tradition of LSU Alabama football, right?
Nick Saban said we always hold our breath when it's time to kick the football. Still just a 3-point difference, though. 4 plays, 90 yards, 64 of it. 64 to Devontae Smith for the score. And it's 16-13.
Home Depot delivers. Now with same-day express delivery on the things you need most, and free delivery on over 1 million more. No membership required. Want it even faster? Shop online, and we'll have it ready for pickup in as little as 2 hours. Or tell us when you'll be home and get whatever you need delivered to your doorstep. This is how doers get more done. Just say when, where, and how you want it. The Home Depot. More saving, more doing.
Hey, that's very good.
My, how the tables have turned.
What tables?
Well, you have 2 agents now. I have 2 clients. You've met my new Mahomie, Patrick Mahomes.
We're friends.
What?
Is that why we're here?
Well, that's why I brought you here. I don't know why he's here.
Well, Aaron takes his favorite agent everywhere.
Well played, State Farm. Did we just have a breakthrough?
Shane.
No, don't think so.
Okay, good.
Is wearing Tennessee t-shirt, Tennessee hat, Tennessee socks.
He's totally team first. More like me first. We'll all go to the White House.
Tired of all the nonsense?
Maybe more.
Stream CBS Sports HQ.
Your free, always on Sports News Network.
Any names, some targets that are out there.
Catch of the year has cut the deficit to a field goal. Bulovas to miss the extra point with the kickoff.
Yeah, okay.
And a fair catch taken by Edward Zeeler at the 4-yard line, so LSU will start at the 25 as we take you back to the
I think the LSU bench was changing up the defense. Watch Stingley and other LSU players look to the bench when the ball snapped and it's over.
Devontae Smith, who we saw against Ole Miss, Stingley's pointing the other way.
He would just saying, coaches, leave me alone. Right there.
And in between that,
now the crowd into it. Play action.
Block Central 12 Eastern.
Going deep, and he's got Jamar Chase all the way to the floor.
Champions. Tennessee's here at 8-4.
Does this feel
it's time to get to conference play?
Different or what? Brad, you started off the season, it's got a different feel. This is why. Plays all over the field. This time, Chase beats Diggs on the play. And it's delivered.
Burrow still hasn't thrown an incompletion. He got away from the rush. Still hasn't thrown an incompletion.
You don't have to be Lamar Jackson. You just have to be nifty in the pocket. And watch this niftiness in the pocket. Keep your eyes up. And deliver. That's why a lot of people are saying he's going to be the first quarterback drafted. I'm going to say this, it's going to be one of these two guys.
He's a yard away from a 3,000-yard season right now. 2nd and 4. He's got a 3,000-yard season. He's got Jamar Chase again to the 20.
How about this game? 16-13 game. We got one quarterback coming off a sprained ankle who had surgery 20 days ago. And the quarterback for LSU is 13 for 13.
At the 20. One of the best red zone offenses in the country in LSU. Burrow there again. Burrow, play action. Goes to the end zone, overshot Chase. And Chase is looking for a flag from Trayvon Diggs, or I should say, backer, doesn't get it.
Well, Trayvon Diggs is being very physical on this play. He was beating the one earlier, but this time he does it again and just messes up the
We can't
grabbed in the back. That's what Chase was yelling about.
He's got a complaint.
Look at this year's
game. Yeah, he sure does. Yes, he does.
There's the red zone offense.
Last year's team.
I was talking about first incompletion for Burrow today. That last snap.
With an asterisk.
Exactly. Burrow out in the flat. Maybe a 2-yard gain. Shane Lee is holding on for dear life. The linebacker. And it'll bring up 3rd down. Illegal substitution penalty, I think.
It's the question of whether Nick Saban's going to take it. Will he give him 2 down?
Eligible player downfield, number 6 of the offense. An outside receiver, the left side of the formation was covered up and went downfield during a forward pass. The penalties declined. The result of the play, 3rd down.
So, you don't want to give Burrow 2 chances on it. You covered up these 2 players. This player's covered up outside right there by the wide receiver.
So It's third down and 9.
Let's see if Nick Saban dials some pressure here right now.
From the 19. Empty backfield. Jennings and Lewis in their tracks. Stances.
Doesn't look like it.
Lewis pressuring Bailey, got away from it. Not going to get away from Raekwon Davis.
One last question. My wife's favorite memories of the field of watching the Tennessee ball running through the giant T in the pride of the Southland.
From Nestle. Terrell Lewis got the...
Does Smokey fly to the road?
Watch him go. Oh, he got it.
Wherever puppies for sale, sired from the Smokey blood.
Great start off the line of scrimmage. No way Davis is going to handle that play. He just won that one at the snap.
And it made the field goal attempt much more difficult after Joe Burrow took that on the sideline.
It just feels like field goals are wins in this game, doesn't it? The way they can score.
Yeah.
So fast, these offenses.
Cade York hit from 40 early.
I know you're tired and you got.
This is from 45. Hit on the way.
And tell you what, you had
yeah, it feels like if you're a defense,
really, really bright,
and you can hold them to a field goal, it feels like a win. Really does.
That's what Alabama is thinking. Now the other side.
Quick commercial break.
LSU is saying, hey, we just went up by 3.
What our SEC and
4 points.
Distributor calling from Chicago, Illinois. As they said in the movie Tommy Boy when he was
Authentic Mexican
Cerveza.
4.2% alcohol by volume. 1 gram protein, 0 gram fat. Yeah, 12 fluid ounces.
Dos Equis. Keep it interessante.
I keep thinking I know who you are, and there's so much more.
I keep thinking I know who you are.
Eh?
I think I've got it.
Bob Hart's at his show Monday on CBS.
Coming up, Adam, Rick, and BJ will have first half analysis, scores, and highlights on the Geico halftime reports. And they'll be right here with us down on the field. Right now it's 19-13 LSU. Number 2 leading number 3 by 6. A 48-yard drive on 7 plays, a big chunk. That was Jamar Chase from Joe Burrow. Henry Ruggs on the kick return. Ruggs coming right at you. Hit his knee touchdown. Although LSU's going to make sure.
Well, that's a courageous kickoff return, isn't it, for a high-level wide receiver? He took it up in there.
It looked like it got a few extra yards, but I thought his knee was down on the first time. Yeah, right there, he just scraped it.
Yep. All the speed he had, he was hitting that crack as fast as he could.
We asked you earlier the Aflac trivia question, which was the highest finishes for Alabama and LSU as far as quarterbacks in the Heisman race. Well, one was looking at you. Tua Tagovailoa, second. A.J. McCarron also a second back in 13. And Burt Jones, a great one, back in the early 70s for the Tigers. You got 2 Heisman candidates here today, but one's out playing the other one so far.
Yeah, but it feels like Tua's finding his game here.
Brian Robinson. Nice run. Out to the 35. At the 4-minute mark.
Man, if you're Alabama, you can feel this clock and the fact that LSU gets the ball to start the second half. Before, you really didn't think much about LSU's offense, but now they don't want to give him the ball back. 2 minutes to go, and then them getting the ball again to start the second half.
And the 35, second down and 3. Talking about plenty time. Lost one and he goes into the sideline.
What coverage that time by Christian Fulton, number 1 on the bottom of the screen.
It's getting rough now.
Well, if you know what to expect, ball, look at that. One-on-one, get him to the outside, play physical, stay in front of him. That is some great coverage.
Tua knew it, and he just sailed it to the sideline.
Really highly rated football player Christian Fulton is.
And then was freshman sensation Stingley on the other side. Two pretty good corners, like they always seem to have.
Got 4 of them in this game.
Devontae Smith joins the Alabama backfield on a throwback pass from Tyler. Nice tackle by Caleb Chase.
Well, Caleb Jason did his job. He's going to drop out to the outside and read the play, come up athletically, make the tackle. Good one-on-one against a wide receiver. That's a defensive end.
And Bob Kessling, the voice.
An outside linebacker. What do you say? 250
pack and
wearing
Smokey the Hound
that special number 18 jersey that you just don't get unless you're something special.
So here's what I'm talking about. Get it 3 and out.
He is a rock star.
There, LSU gets the ball back and then get the ball to start.
Been a host.
The second half.
He lined the play. Eric Stingley back deep from LSU.
LSU's got the whole defense out there playing it
3-0.
safe. Can't jump off sides, number 1.
Jimmy Hyde, one of our contributors from SEC and college football from Chicago.
So delay game, they'll back it up.
Went to high
So
school.
punt again. Every family has a little drama.
Jimmy,
A lot of love and a few laughs. Spent a half an hour at Cooper's on a new Young Sheldon Thursday at 8, 7 Central on CBS.
Going on right now, college basketball, it's all coming together. It's like, you know, you have freezing rain and sleet and then snow. And let's go back and talk about the SEC bowl game. Good, the bad, and ugly. Mostly it's been good.
Around his own 15 to take this snap.
That was interesting. It was just a short timeout.
Got LSU still alive. Now, that's kind of funny.
But LSU wasn't ready, and Ed Orgeron took a smart timeout.
Games because of the playoff. But Auburn, very, very disappointing. Mississippi State so bad they fired the coach. That surprised you.
LSU will back around the 38-yard line. Joe Burrow, what a day so far in the first half.
Yeah, and not only the way he's moving this offense, but his defense is believing in it. Everybody's believing in it. He was on.
Well, I mean, he just didn't really
on target. The only one really he missed in this whole game
in starting
was a kind of a hold on the back of the receiver. He has been playing. You know what? When you're almost
interested in the Rutgers job,
I'm saying 80% passer on the year, and you're having a hot
for him. But
day, that means you're really throwing it.
First down at the 39. Burrow quarterback draw.
I've had people.
He's got face masks and he got all the way up.
Auburn coach who's on SEC now.
First down. We have seen him do this now for 2 years.
Because with Lane Kiffin,
he is not afraid to stick his nose in there.
He ain't afraid of anything.
Coach, especially
Anybody, any team, any field.
Combat between those two.
Full out competitor.
Yep.
No, I just keep thinking, there's some great athletes in there. I'm thinking about that 9-6 game and watching this great offense.
Shockingly different.
Shockingly different.
From 8 years ago. Play action. Burrow loads it. And he'll run with it again. And Joe's got another first down. All the way to the 31-yard line. And you see the toughness and the fire in Joe Burrow.
Athletic skills. I mean, this isn't a 5'1", 40 guy. This is a 4'7", 4'8" guy. What a package he brings in this game.
19-yard pickup. Another first down. And he comes up firing this time too high for Jamar Chase.
What a battle out there. Chase on Diggs again. End of this play. No slide on this one.
Yeah.
Gets up and then goes hurry up.
I saw him this summer. The Manning Passing Academy. I said, have you learned how to slide yet? He looked at me and didn't even smile. I said, I don't slide.
Yes. I don't do no stinking slides. I'm just thinking, what did the 211 receivers, Reuben Randall, Jarvis Landry, and Odell Beckham think about this game right now?
Yeah.
They were the receivers in the 9-6 game.
Burrow, down the middle. Strike again to Jefferson. First down at the 18.
It's not just receivers. Give all the credit in the world to Joe Burrow, but it's the package. It's everything. Commitment to changing a pro-style offense. Everybody on the same page. It's just
back in
all working right now.
A minute and a half to go.
And
in the half. Tigers on the drive
ball and be a star. Exciting people to be around.
Chase in the backfield with Burrow and Edwards-Helaire, the tailback. Right out to the left.
Burrow is a silver star.
What a catch by Moss.
Is he in? Sugarloaf Hill in Okinawa.
That looked like his daddy.
Well, it's a
family, but
perfect throw. That's Stephon Diggs to the outside, and
so you're right. We may lose the best.
That's Randy-esque. Did he have his foot down?
Together, which he's certainly capable.
They're rolling on the tail of the preview.
Jimmy,
This play is a catch at the sideline for a first down. This play is following the video review.
I think maybe his left foot was out of bounds when he caught it, but I'm not sure.
We'll see. I thought Roquan
handball improved. They can win.
Davis might have even. Oh yes, it's out before he catches it. Yes.
He actually lifts it back in.
That can
to
yes,
play
before he catches it. Great shot on this play. Out and then back in.
What a pylon catch shot that is. Gene Steratore, what do you think?
What we're looking at is if that left foot can get down and reestablish himself in bounds again, or 1 foot, even though he was out, if he reestablishes, it will be a catch. That's what they're looking at right now.
Again, that is right in front of you.
Was he pushed out, though? I thought, Gene, that if he goes out on his own, he could not do this. Does he pushed out on the play?
So long as he comes back in and reestablishes, Gary, even though he would be free of foul, he would be okay. And well, that is actually a good question, Gary, because if he's not pushed out legally,
right?
Excuse me, he would be illegally
too much of a
touching the football first to touch.
Do you think
so
there's
he
a push?
is coming back in bounds. I do not know because we don't have a foul on the play.
His third year.
And so even if it's contact, he's not fouled by being out.
I don't think this
so
goes.
They will come back and go incomplete.
Yes, I think so.
different.
That's a great point.
Again, pylon cam, there's
in 2020.
The toe down, the retouch. I tell you, that's pretty acrobatic no matter what the outcome.
No matter what, but a win for the Alabama defense. I'm not even so sure that, I don't know if I've ever said this, if LSU wanted to score that fast.
Still 1:11 to go.
Exactly. They want to slow down and score. I can't believe I'm saying that. I have no idea what's going to happen here. I got to admit, I don't know if he's out on his own, back in on his own, but it's going to be close. Just sit here and wait.
John Bible is the replay official. Tom McDade, the referee on the field. And everybody just waiting along with us.
It's worth it.
There's Thaddeus with a big smile. Randy Moss's son, if we didn't make reference to the Hall of Fame wide receiver, whose son is a tight end with wide receiver-esque hands.
Too few men.
Steps out, catches it. It's even established. Remember, it's called a catch on the field.
I think he's got it. He's got it pinned perfectly between his hands as he landed.
I think the only question for me is what's the rule? It's like, I know he steps out. Gene, I don't know if he even got
that. They just have to come back with it. If it's illegal touching, which is him being out of bounds on his own, coming back in and being first to touch a forward pass, it's going to be an incompletion as well, loss of down.
Thank you.
I think that's why they're writing right now. So in one way or the other, it's going to end up an incompletion by the...
After video review, the ruling on the field of the catch for a first down is confirmed.
They underachieved. They got $1 million worth of ability and talent and all the money. They don't win.
The ultimate in reality TV.
Yes, it is.
College football.
This replay stuff is tough, I'll tell you. Gene, safe to say, that's not the call you would have made.
At this point, I would have to agree with you on that, Gary, but I am digging in this book as deeply as I can go right now.
Well, LSU's dug as far into Alabama territory as they can go. It's at about the 1 foot line, first and goal. Edwards-Helaire. Not that time. Might have lost a little bit. Second and goal at the 1 minute mark. Now it's outside the 1. Play. Fake Burrow's throw. Still no go. Jefferson stopped at the original line of scrimmage. And it's third and goal.
So they've tried to run inside. They've tried to pick pass to the outside. What do you do next? I'm wondering if they got a quarterback run for Joe Burrow.
In the shotgun. Young Burrow with Edwards-Helaire. Edwards-Helaire.
Touchdown. Cow. If that doesn't remind you of Darren Sproles, I don't know what.
He was in midair. Touchdown, LSU.
He's about 5'8", and he jumped 6 foot. Wow. What a play. Good blocking up front. Third down, right back at the is Alabama front. Touchdown. What a drive. 8 plays, 61 yards.
Cade York for the point after. And LSU has doubled up on Alabama.
All right, we're going to get to
61-yard drive and 8 plays. Edwards Zeal.
Arkansas. They bring Sam Pittman.
There was a final for the touchdown.
13, 14, 15 with Brett Bielema.
I'm a tailgater tailgating to get to my tailgate. Now, it might not get me there any faster, but hey, it gets me ready for football.
Before he went out to Fayetteville. Again,
let's tailgate.
There's the going to try to join us here in the last half hour.
Can't go anywhere. But you're so busy watching me tailgate that you don't see the one in front of you.
He's down there up against Bradley.
Your cut rate car insurance, they might not pay for this.
Jeff Sessions, so
forget Allstate and be better protected from mayhem. Like me.
Go back to November 2011. Alabama #1, LSU #2.
You couldn't do much better on
And then a run-in
drive to end a quarter. Take it all the way.
An athlete, apparently. But
26 seconds. Get the touchdown from Edwards Zeal.
Goodwill he had done. And
you've doubled up Alabama 26-13.
Came in there,
and you're going to get the ball to start the third quarter.
Yes, and that's what's the significance of that 3 and out.
They're sick. I mean, Arkansas football right now.
Out for Alabama. And I said, this is a big first down. They need a first down to keep that ball away from LSU.
Being the case forever.
There is plenty of football left in this.
That's so messed up. Whoever they hire, they need to.
Okay, this feels, again, I've done what, 13.
And just
wow, how different does it feel?
Further and further into debt, pay them all.
Bounces at the 20, picked up.
The time is up.
By Brian Robinson, we got down to about the 30 before he's
being at Arkansas.
Run out of bounds. Amazon Music brings you today's Scholar Athletes. Greg Pahoko, by way of Honolulu through Texas Tech, major communication studies, and Alex Leatherwood for Alabama. Amazon Music showing their commitment to the investment of our future by donating $1,000 to LSU and Alabama's general scholarship funds.
Remember back, LSU won the opening toss. They deferred. One of the reasons these coaches love to defer is this situation right here. Getting the ball at the end of the half and then getting it to start. You know, it's almost like getting to serve twice in tennis.
Throws down the middle, intercepted. Queen coming the other way. LSU's got it.
One thing.
Back and another chance to score before halftime.
Jerry Jones and Stevens are out there in the middle of everything.
Patrick Queen, an inside linebacker.
Coaches and the players of the actual team.
Red to his eyes on this one. Starts right here. And it gets into the way of the throw. Watch him read the eyes. Follows it. He's in.
And holds his breath and goes over in the corner.
On the square in. What a nice job of zone coverage by the inside linebacker.
They need to let the football coach do his thing.
Tagovailoa, only his 3rd interception of the year.
Barry Odom, his defensive coordinator.
Who never saw it. He was looking left. He was looking for
the country. And
square in. Queen saw to his eyes and went right to the throw.
There's a couple of LSU players down. Kerry
like Tommy
Vincent and Rashard Lawrence both trying to block and get blocks for Patrick Queen after the interception, and both guys are still down.
Remains to be seen. Cam the Hall. Jimmy, let's talk about Alabama. Tough game.
And the ball is going to be at around the
We're going to take a quick commercial.
29-yard line, I think.
The ruling on the field is an
and the Mississippi School
interception.
We've got a lot more time left here.
Possession
4:41.
Maintained by the defense. After the play was over, personal foul and necessary roughness, number 69 of the passing team. This penalty, he placed the ball half the distance to the goal line with a first down.
Yeah, okay.
Wow.
Yeah, bring them in together.
You could see the LSU players upset with Landon Dickerson. They thought it was a cheap shot or something. You could see the commotion after the play. Oh yeah, it's shot right. Coming from the back end. That is a cheap shot. One that he could conceivably hurt his team. It's unbelievable. A free half the distance, 15-yard dumb penalty.
Dumb and costly.
Yes.
And now there's 11 seconds left. LSU's got 2 timeouts. And they're right back in the hunt for another touchdown, not just a field goal.
Well, I think you can get off 2 quick throws. Remember, you only need 1 second for the last play. Well, that's about as cheap a shot as I've seen in a while.
Not going to make that guy happy. I know that.
Doesn't matter where he throws it, he's got timeouts.
From the 13, Edwards-Helaire trots back to join Burrow in the backfield. Looking for more points before halftime for the Tigers. Burrow sets up. Fires to the end zone. Edwards-Helaire, touchdown.
There's Paul's. This guy's going to be a great NFL football player. He's a nightmare mismatch. Coming out of the backfield.
Joe Burrow putting on a show. Edwards-Helaire putting on a show.
All right, Rob Brown back here on Sidelines.
Nick Saban doesn't like the show.
15 minutes to the 8th quarter.
First career receiving touchdown
from Chicago. One of our SEC.
For Edwards-Helaire, there will be many more.
And we're going to be joined now by Billy Roberts from over in Atlanta.
Either with the Tigers or, as Gary said, the next level.
Billy, welcome to the show. And
LSU scored 10 points in the last.
Welcome to the show. And
3 years.
They're going to have 33 here in a second if Cade York hits the extra point.
Well, Atlanta has been home to LSU's direct.
The fans that have made the trip from Louisiana.
The Oklahoma Sooners. That Mercedes-Benz Georgia Dome, LSU fans.
Oh, yeah. Frenzy right now. What's under review, we understand from the truck, is a possible targeting hit on Joe Burrow. Took a shot to the left shoulder from Barmore.
Barmore, I thought he caught him on the shoulder.
I sort of did too, but.
I actually do not think that is targeted.
Well, I'll tell you, LSU signed.
Versus
Results plays touchdown after video review.
Philip Webb.
There is no targeting.
Good players in the country as well, but you're right.
Lack of right.
I mean,
no doubt about it. Jimmy,
I actually think that's a young player who called for targeting earlier.
Not playing that well in the first half.
This year, that has learned and did it the right way.
I tell you what, himself.
Tua Tagovailoa knows it's going to be a long fall back in the second half.
I guess Gary.
He just seems rusty. If more than his ankle is bothering him, he just feels out of sorts.
Yes, extra point is good.
In the preseason, he's coming back.
They only took one play.
The narrative is the time and the mission.
After the interception, the subsequent penalty, they set it up at the 13-yard line and a third touchdown strike. from Joe Burrow to Clyde Edwards-Helaire. 18 out of 20, 252 yards and 3 touchdowns for Joe Burrow.
And the design of that play was beautiful.
And remember, that penalty on Dickerson is what set them up so close that they only needed 5 seconds to score again. LSU, I don't believe I'm saying this, LSU by 20.
No, I lived all those games.
Vern right now, I don't know what's going on in his mind.
Losing his mind. Well, I'll tell you what. I'm ready for the second half. But I don't think Joe Burrow is going to take his foot off the gas.
I don't think so either. Squib kick. Will be fielded. The 22, and that will almost bring the first half to a close. Anderson, the tight end, is the guy that returned it. Well, it will make you question everything you believe. That's what I'm doing all in this first half. The critically acclaimed series, Evil, all new Thursday at 10, 9 Central on CBS.
It's been everything now. Alabama's been sloppy. They've had penalties. They've turned the ball over. And it just feels like in this game, the advantage of the game is the battle-tested team was more ready.
Tagovailoa takes a knee to end the half. And again, as we told you moments ago, LSU will receive the second half kickoff. And Joe Burrow's going, bring it, bring it, bring it. That's the kind of guy he is. Well, they're bringing it to Alabama right now at Bryant-Denny Stadium. That's for sure. Next with Jamie.
Coach, does Tua look like himself to you?
Well, I don't think our whole offense look like themselves. I don't think you can blame it on Tua. I don't think it has anything to do with his physical ability. I think we've made a lot of mistakes. We put ourselves behind the 8 ball. The penalties, we haven't been able to run the ball effectively. And, he made a bad decision there at the end of the half.
All right, Coach, thanks.
All right, thanks.
Boy, they're behind the 8 ball and all the other balls in the rack right now, huh? What a performance by LSU. They're up 33-13. Adam Zucker, Rick Neuheisel, Brian Jones will be along with the Geico halftime report after this word from your local station.
I think he's going to be driven like a
new SWAT.
type year. I want to start
Wednesday at 10:09 Central on CBS.
What do you all think is going on?
I did some early shopping this year. One for you, one for me.
I love it. I got us a little something.
Are we going to?
Two.
Yeah.
Yep. One for you and one for me.
I love it.
Oh, actually, that was supposed to be for me.
I love it.
And I loved it. You love it.
I love it.
I like red.
Step up to GMC and get nearly $12,000 total value on this next generation Sierra Texas edition. We are professional grade GMC.
I don't care where you're from, we're all just people.
You want people to feel like they spent time with family.
We want to create a place for more than just ourselves.
We create the things that we want to exist in the world.
My doors are always open.
Speed Freaks game. Speed Freaks stream and stream and stream and stream and stream and stream and stream. Speed Freaks dance. How they want, when they want, for as long as they want. Speed Freaks have 500 meg internet for just $39.99 a month plus taxes and fees and no annual commitment. Frontier, let us guide the Speed Freak in you.
Join CBS 11 for Coffee with Vets here at Redefined Coffee and Grapevine, Veterans Day.
CBS Sports presents the Geico Halftime Report. Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
Joe Burrow and LSU have put Alabama's 31-game home winning streak and playoff hopes in jeopardy, pouring it on before halftime with our score 33-13 here in Tuscaloosa. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Geico Halftime Report. Adam Zucker alongside Rick Neuheisel and Brian Jones. And for Alabama fans, this has to feel a lot like the national championship game against Clemson, the way this is happening.
Well, this performance by Joe Burrow in the first half is off the charts. I mean, he is a special player. I said he looked like Brady. He's playing like Brady.
Tom Brady.
Watch it. Watch how comfortable he is here early. He gets Jamar Chase's boundary receiver. Here's a perfect throw over the outside shoulder. Absolutely. Now he goes to Mr. Inside. There's Justin Jefferson working the middle of the field. You get another boundary throw. He sees no eyes by the defender. He throws back shoulder and Chase is in the end zone. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. This guy 18 of 20 right now. 252, 3 touchdowns. And by the way, guys, 31 yards rushing also. Right. Just throw that in there.
Yeah, it looked like it was going to be easy peasy for Tua Tagovailoa and opening drive for Alabama. They're just rolling on down the field, and then Tua, I'm explicitly wrong. Actually, he had some pressure on him. That was the key. Put the pressure on him. Dave Miranda wanted to down on pressure, test that ankle out, and they did that. But they didn't sack him. They definitely put some hits on him, and they got interception here. At the end of the half, a big interception that led to a touchdown. And then the aforementioned miscue. Tua looks as though he's going to pick up the first down here in the red zone of LSU, loses the football, and then you have another miscue by Alabama. The punter not able to hold on to the snap, and a mixed extra point. But after Alabama answers with a huge touchdown score, a pass to Devontae Smith.
From 16-13 to 33-13, where's the Tide go from here right now?
Well, they got to go in there and play more Alabama-like football. Remember, they're 78-4 in this place. And that didn't look like Alabama and certainly didn't look like a Nick Saban team. I expect a rejuvenated and a blistered Alabama team to come back out here and give a great accounting of themselves.
And that's all fine and good, but I expect LSU to come back out here and try to put their foot on Alabama's throat. 8 years of angst they're holding on to, and they want to alleviate that here in the second half.
Yeah, 14 yards of completion. Sounds like the foot's on the throat here before halftime already. A reminder, the Home Depot SEC on CBS continues next Saturday with a doubleheader. Number 10 Florida and Missouri kick things off at noon Eastern, followed by number 6 Georgia at number 11 Auburn, the Deep South's oldest rivalry. And as for the Gators today, back home for the first time in 5 weeks. PJ looking to go to 8-2.
Yeah, and talk about a bad taste in your mouth after getting drugged by your arch rival last week, Georgia. It was Trevon Grimes and Kyle Trask getting it to Mr. Grimes. He goes 66 for the touchdown. Biggest shutout win over an SEC team since 1966. 65-0 against Kentucky back then.
Wow, best passing day by a Gator, by the way, since Tim Tebow's final game as Kyle Trask dices it up. A couple interceptions there as well. Of course, Florida still chasing Georgia after falling to them in Jacksonville. The Dogs with Missouri tonight. They win out. They can knock off Auburn, too, but also end up facing the winner here today, most likely. When the Geico Halftime Report continues, we'll tell you about a top 4 team already going down earlier today. The Home Depot SEC on CBS is sponsored by
last 16 games to Ohio State.
Dos Equis. The Home
Michigan by claiming
Depot.
11 national championships, 42 Big Ten titles, whatever.
Chick-fil-A.
Relevant.
And by Wheels Up.
Sunday, you got a bunch of old men in orange, purple, and yellow blazers.
Ladies and gentlemen, your attention, please.
Geico would like to take a moment to say thank you to our military service members at home and abroad for all their hard work and sacrifice. We all sleep easier knowing you're out there keeping us safe. And on a personal note, just needed to get that off my chest. Thank you.
Geico, proudly supporting the military for over 75 years.
With Black Friday prices, you can get top-rated appliances and get them right away because you don't have to wait until Black Friday to save like it's Black Friday. Save instantly on top-rated appliances like the Samsung Kitchen Package. The Home Depot. More saving, more doing.
Son, I need to tell you something.
What is it, Dad?
If you ever have any questions, you call 1-877-522-5001.
Means a lot, Pop.
Special moments with Dos Equis. Keep it interessante.
We build innovative trucks to serve the people who depend on them. Cabins to comfort. Power to do more. Now to say thank you, we're extending our Employee Pricing Plus to everyone. What's right for the people who build your trucks is right for you. Welcome to the Ram Nation.
With Employee Pricing Plus all month long, purchase and get $10,799 below MSRP on the 2019 Ram 1500.
I met Dan and Kayla through Chick-fil-A. I visit there frequently. When we found out we were having another baby, I think I told you in the drive-thru.
We got the text that they had the baby.
And they asked to come visit, and of course we said yes. Whose idea was it to bring us food in the hospital?
So it was definitely mine. They brought nuggets and sauce, a huge gallon of lemonade. To have them actually care enough to come meant a lot to me. So
we have a present for you, a cow for the nugget.
I'm here at home with Officers Martinez and Endicott. They're here because my Simply Safe security camera captured an uninvited guest. Simply Safe monitoring pros use the video to have a little chat with police. The officers tell me that video verification helps them get there up to 3.5 times faster, which seems very quick. Doesn't that seem quick, Larry?
Yes, very quick.
So take it from an expert. Get Simply Safe and protect home like a pro.
Visit simplysafe.com for a limited time offer.
play baseball with girls. Your friend's playing with one.
A new Young Sheldon, Thursday on CBS.
Oh, LSU's rising up all right. We welcome you back to the Geico Halftime Report. A reminder right now over on CBS Sports Network, it's UConn at number 20 Cincinnati, and then it's Utah State visiting Fresno State as we get back to the scores and highlights from around the country here with our highlight blitz. Number 4 Penn State against Minnesota, the other meeting of 8-0 teams, and it goes to the Gophers.
Sean Clifford here is intercepted into the end zone by Jordan Howden, and the celebration begins.
Look at this.
The Governor's victory by PJ Fleck in the locker room doing exactly what I wish I was doing. How much fun does that look?
PJ Fleck
doing that? He's not hanging out with us? No, I'm loving it right here.
They are 9-0 for the first time since 1904, and James Franklin now 1-7 on the road against ranked teams in his time at Penn State. An amazing performance by the Gophers today in the maroon out. All right, here's your number 1 team in the CFP. Ohio State dominating Maryland.
Justin Fields doing what he does, passing to KJ Hill for the touchdown, 450 points.
Yeah, it will.
Game this season for the Buckeyes. They've been scored.
Just remember,
scored at least 34 points in every game this year.
Yeah, he was done by halftime, 73-14. This all without Chase Young being held out of action because of an NCAA issue over a loan from a family friend.
They didn't need him.
He can get back out there, but a dominating performance. Meanwhile, Baylor trying to stay undefeated. They had lost their last 4 to TCU. This is triple overtime.
Max Duggan here throwing into the end zone. The pass is picked off by dream lives on. A second overtime win this year. The Bears are 9-0.
9-0.